welcome to Centurions Corner, and today we are having another hangout. I think this is episode number 3, and it's just a case of me just saying what I've been up to in the week. I know I don't upload as much as I should at the moment, but unfortunately real life is a little bit in the way. So I go out there and I purchase new things, so you can see what I'm getting. Some things don't even have a review, and they're just stuff that's going onto the shelf. So this is what I've been up to this week. I have actually purchased some Power Rangers. Lo and behold, I have put it off for many a times, yet I decided to bite the bullet this week, and this isn't it. I've got a couple more Power Rangers on the way, but there's rules. You've got to have rules when you're starting collecting new items. So I'm picking up the regular and original releases of the Power Rangers. So I have Kimberly here in the pink, and I'm not really too fussed who's in the suit. So this is actually, I just picked it up and it had Kimberly, but even if it was like the newer version of the original Pink Ranger, that's all I care about. So I got this one, and I've got the Yellow Ranger as well, and again it's got the original lady that actually was in it. But yeah, so this is starting it off. I've got to get the red, black and the blue, but yeah, I just literally can't wait to play with them, open them up. I've been putting it off for so long, and they're a little bit harder to get hold of, the classic ones. So my rules are, as long as I get the classics, be absolutely fine, and that's it. I'm not really too fussed about baddies or anything unless I go super cheap. And I might digress. I might get the red Rangers of each kind of group. If I don't do that, I'm not really too fussed. But there's some Street Fighter ones coming out, and I'll put some pictures up here. One's Chun-Li, one's Ryu. Street Fighter is literally my all favourite, as you should know if you follow the channel. And Power Rangers and that looks pretty cool. I was never really into Power Rangers when I was a kid, but it's that nostalgia value of it that I really enjoy. And so I can't wait to do that. I'll do a review for them separately, and I've got a couple of other ones as well that are along the way. I can't even remember. Oh, they do TMNT ones as well, and I've got a Shredder Power Ranger on the way. So yeah, looking forward to it. So yeah, what have I been up to here? So we'll go through these guys. I'll do a bit of a small review with these Sinister, Mr. Sinister and Abomination. And obviously if you are following She-Hulk at the moment, Abomination is obviously appearing in that, and I kind of felt like I needed one on the shelf. But the one here that I have been up to is, this is Mace Windu. This was actually the clone figure from the Clone Wars one. So I've taken off his gown, and so this is what he looks like underneath. So we've actually got a bit missing here, and I think, oh yeah, it's the bit on the back as well, which is what his bib bit was connected to. So we put that over the top so you know what it looks like underneath. And under here there's a big bit cut out, which is where the bib sat. So I kind of wanted to go, oh, if I just take that off, I've got a kind of Clone Wars Obi-Wan Mace Windu from, you know, the sort of later Clone Wars rather than this one. So it hasn't gone to plan. So I thought I'd decide to take that off, because I noticed that you had decals underneath there, which is pretty cool. And if you take away just not this bit, it looks a little bit ugly because he's got large arms. But the actual articulation of this guy is out of this world. Look, you can actually cross his arms along there. You can bring his arm right back around there. This is the stuff that Ahsoka had, and this guy is always capable of it. Look at that articulation in there. It's fantastic. The only thing is, taking it out of the bottom, it leaves a massive hole. So I'm just going to leave him to one side at the moment. I just really wanted to see what was underneath. So I will be sort of maybe making him into a different Jedi, or replacing it with the other Mace Windu that we got back in about 2019, 2020. So I'll see what I will do with that. At the moment I'm a little bit stumped because it's not exactly what I want to go to plan. So yeah, Facebook groups, which I've been purchasing sort of like pre-owned kind of Marvel Legends figures. Absolutely superb. I'd highly recommend it. Really sort of trustworthy guys out there as well. And I'll put the link in the description. Actually, it's a really good group, and actually for Facebook is going far, because I've been in quite a lot of toxicity that you find on there. So I picked up the White Rabbit. This is actually for a custom a little bit later down the line. I kind of want to do a Playboy bunny on the shelf there, so it's just a little bit of fun to pick up. And she's actually a really nice figure. So what I'm thinking is actually taking off her coat and stuff and putting it on my Mary Jane figure. and actually painting it black, so she's got like a nice sort of like long black leather coat just to break it up from the Mortimer Taggart body, to be honest with you, and then get some plain arms for this one. So it's going to be a slow line down the thing to actually make her into a little Playboy bunny, but it's just something for a laugh and for Instagram. So next up, we will just go through these guys really quickly, do a little review each for these guys, and show you what I actually really like about them. First up here, we have Mr. Sinister. Obviously, baddie from the X-Men. I actually really liked him in the original sort of 90s TV show. But if you ask me a question of what his powers are, I can't remember. I literally can't remember what this guy's was. I can't remember if it was like manipulation or something like that. I remember him being something, or something from Apocalypse. I have no idea. I literally can't remember, but I always liked his look. So when I saw this kind of like comic version, animated version, at the moment these guys, you can pick them up for $12.99 at Game, which is insane for this guy because he is massive. But yeah, he's a pretty cool looking figure. So his face there looks really nice. He's actually got quite a bit of articulation on here, so head can go left, he can go right. He's got sort of movement here, but it's obviously hindered by his sort of shoulder pad. Comes up to this far, full rotation at his upper arm here. Got a double elbow that comes around, and then we've got rotation at the wrist and also at the part here. Was that the same? Oh, it's just one there. Getting a bit carried away. It's actually one rotation at the wrist there, and it's also on a hinge. It's got waist swivel, and then he's obviously got the kind of nice crunch there, which is pretty cool. Leg wise can come up this far, which is really wide. Forward, back, upper thigh rotation, which is down in that boot cut there, which is really nice. Double knee joint that comes right up to that point, and then we've got rotation and a pivot at the ankle. So all in all, it's a really nice figure. Good articulation, pretty much traditional kind of Marvel Legends looking there, but really he looks so sinister, doesn't he? Like the sculpt, they've actually nailed it pretty on point here, with the face, that kind of evil grin, very reminiscent a bit like the Joker, I guess, but even just like black eye line with those eyebrows and those teeth. Yeah, proper cool. Nice big fat collar, and it's actually rigid as well, and the cape is insanely detailed. I would say detailed, I mean it's just kind of like this big flopping over bit of plastic, but it's all the cuts down here, but on the side it's actually painted red, and there's 2 layers to it, so you pick that up and you got it again, so it makes it look a hell of a lot. They only had to do 1 really, but having 2 is pretty insane. It's really nice. Yeah, so the rest of the figure is done in this nice metallic blue, with the lines going down to his sort of like metallic, well, matte looking boots and hands. So yeah, really impressed to have him. Didn't come with any accessories unfortunately, but he doesn't need it, and I need to go away and watch some episodes to remind me of what his powers actually are, or put them in the comments down below. It saves me looking around. So let's have a look at Abomination. So here he is, just the same way that he's appearing in the She-Hulk at the moment, which I must add, I really enjoy it. I hate all the hate about it at the moment. Just enjoy it, enjoy what Marvel's doing, and Hulk will be back soon. You know, it doesn't matter. If you read the comics and if you're a fan of Marvel, then you know Hulk goes for this kind of sort of thing. You know, I absolutely think just let him tell a story. It's not the end of the Hulk storyline. It's not the way it's going to be. He's just got his arm back. So anyway, that's me digressing. Yeah, so Abomination, this guy is exactly how I like him. This is how he used to appear on the Trump cards that I grew up with a kid, playing it with my mum. I used to have the heroes and the villains, and I combined them together, so we had loads of cards. We'd be there forever, because obviously we're fighting off each other with all these Trump cards. But yeah, this is how he appeared, and I was kind of tossing and turning. Should I get the Gamerverse version, because he's all big and spiky, which is reminiscence to the movie and obviously the game. But to me, this is the actual Abomination. Very dark green and the blue pants. Yeah, it just looks great, really nice, and sort of like the scales and stuff. He actually shares the same body as Rhino, so he is a big fig, but he's not super big. And yeah, really glad that I've got him, to be honest. So looking at his articulation, isn't fantastic, but his head goes left and right. It looks down and looks up. It's on a very small ball joint here, so his head is made of a rubber as well, so it does easily pop off, which is a bit annoying. I tried to straighten up his ear, even by putting a bit of heat on it, but I think I need to sort of like pin it back with a bit of heat overnight, to keep it there. Arm wise, it's got full rotation up this part, it can come up to this, rotation at the upper bicep as well. It's got a single elbow joint that comes up to about 90, rotation at the wrist, and it's also on a hinge. We've got waist swivel, we've got ab crunch that only comes down to this far, and back. There's not a lot there, unfortunately. Leg wise, come up this way, forward, back, upper thigh rotation. We have a single knee that comes up to here, up to 90 as well, rotation and pivot at the ankle as well. So yeah, all in all, quite a good little figure. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with different hands. He only comes with like open clawed hands, so I would kind of like a fist on there, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, he's like really great looking, really sort of mobile. If you got the Rhino figure, then you would understand what this guy is capable of, to be honest with you. So yeah, looking at the guy and these kind of sculpts here, as you can see, it's got the really old looking really nice bright beady eyes. They really capture the camera when you take a picture of it as well. It's really cool when you get it in the right light. Nice big teeth on here. It got that kind of the old type of the sea creature looking thing from the Black Lagoon. Always look like this part. Going down, got a dark wash over the green as well. That really strengthens that detail. You got all the little pimples and the scales and this armoured part down here. This bit at the top, it's kind of a bit more rubbery than here. You can see like there's a cut off and this bit there, so it all feels a bit rubbery coming down this bit on the back. But nonetheless, you still got all that sort of scales and that armour. Nice little bum stretch there on the fabric, and then coming down to this bit. So yeah, all in all, but his legs are the exact same as Rhino's, but they are just in a sort of darker green. And then we have these two toes as well at the bottom, and nice thick claw hands. So yeah, loving him. Glad he's on the shelf. Really cool. And we'll just do a quick size comparison. So if you're ever thinking of picking this one up a little bit second hand, so obviously here's Rhino, so these guys are the same size. And then this is a bootleg Marvel Legends of the Hulk. I don't think there's any difference in the size or anything like that, but for the difference between Abomination and him, there is quite a size difference. But we can take off Rhino, and then we can bring in the Spider-Man, so you can see sort of a regular Marvel Legend. So it is a nice good size comparison to this Hulk. If you're going to take pictures, if he's at the forefront, it'll be fine. If he's at the back, it'll look like he's a bit further in the distance. So I think, to be honest, it's not that bad of a size comparison, to be honest. So that's this week's Hangout. Thank you for hanging out with me this week. I'm hoping to do a full collection and a channel update, probably hopefully this week. It just gets quite busy because I only have the weekends really to sort of do something that's a little bit more elaborate than the channel and doing quick reviews, to be honest with you. We've got more things to be building as well for the diorama, so stay tuned. We've got more things and everything's going to be growing very, very soon. So thank you so much. Don't forget you can follow me on Instagram, subscribe, ding that bell, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.